Well, we'll see. We don't know. Good evening, all. Right, we are live, raring to go. It's Wednesday night. It's cloudy outside. We might have some thunder. We might have some lightning, but it's, according to my weather map, it's a little bit to the west of us, so I don't think we're going to have any. But we might do later in the night. You never know, do you? Right, tonight's tipple is a magnificent. Oh, it's back to front, of course, in the camera. I need to put it in a mirror somewhere. It's Timothy Taylor's magnificent award-winning ale. So we'll see what the magnificent Timothy Taylor's tastes like tonight. Right, as I say, at the moment we've got 13 teams logged on. Martin has just joined us. Good evening, Martin. Martin and Tina in a very warm house. Well, Martin, I would have thought, like me, you should have some air conditioning fitted and run it off your solar, as I've been doing all day. Went on this morning at about 9 and we are in a very cool house. You'll be pleased to know, so I won't be sweating tonight, even if you are. That's sweating in the warm rather than sweating over the answers. So good evening, Martin and Tina. Hope it's all well with you too. How did the fishing trip go, Martin? Tina was her own the other night. She did actually very well indeed without you, thankfully, unless she was, I don't know if she was sending you messages or not, but she appeared to do extremely well on Sunday night, all on her own. Right, we've had Mick and Bev have just joined us. Good evening, Mick. Good evening, Bev. Hope all is well with you too. You're keeping well. As I said, I'm just testing out the, let's have a try. This is a bottle of Timothy Taylor's Landlord, which is a pretty straightforward beer, but can be very nice in bottles. Oh yes, that's all right. That's not too bad at all. Right, we have just a few minutes before we start the quiz. So let me just go through last week's highlights. This was last Wednesday's quiz. Which was a very close run affair. In first place last Wednesday, we had the Quizzy Rascals. That's 2 weeks in a row they've won the Wednesday quiz with 61 points. Now that takes some beating, really. Right behind them, however, we had the famous five. No, it was Harry, Julian, Ian on 60.5 points. So they missed first place or joint first place by half a point. And in third place last week, we had the famous five on a very respectable 60 points. So it must have been very easy last Wednesday's quiz because we had 3 teams in the 60s. And as there's only a possible 63 points to have, they clearly didn't drop many during the quiz. Right, Jen's just joined us. Good evening, Jen. How are you? How's Lincoln? I don't suppose, is the weather still fair in Lincoln this evening? I think the further you come west, the cloudier it seems to get. It went very black here about half an hour ago, but nothing's actually happened. And I've been watching the lightning strike map, and it doesn't seem it's coming our way. I think it's all over towards the Welsh-English border somewhere where it's kicking off the other side of Birmingham, but we'll see. Right, Michelle, she was in the running. I was going through last week's top runners. We had, as I say, Quizzy Rascals on 61. We had Harry, Julian, Ian. They ended up with 60.5, closely followed by the famous five on 60. They were in third place. And then in joint fifth place, we had Split the Difference and PRS, both on 58 points. Then Michelle, very good and respectable score. She was in sixth place. Michelle and Charlie on 57 points. And then in eighth equal place, we had Graham Gifford from Cambridge and Home Alone. Both teams ending up with 56 points. And talking of Harry, Julian, and Ian, they are just signing in. And talking of Home Alone 6, if you just picked that up, Home Alone 6, 56 points last week, just a few off the lead. And as I was saying to Harry, Julian, and Ian, they were in second place. So well played them with 60.5 points last week. Mike Yates is just signing. Good evening, Mike. Ready to do a bit of battle tonight. Let's see how we do. Faye's just said, hi, Nick and Lydia. Hope you've had a good week. Apologies for my absence last Wednesday. I'm afraid we have just one booby again this week, as Jackie is unable to make it due to her doggy being poorly. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What's she doing? Nursing it or something? Oh, I don't know what you do with poorly doggies, but never mind. Take them to the vet, I suppose, and leave them there if they're really poorly, but I don't know. Wow. Right, Andrew Lewis has just joined us from sunny Yelvertoft, although I don't think Jane and Andrew will suggest in any way it's sunny in Yelvertoft. It's probably a bit like here, looking up in the skies, wondering whether it's going to start lightning and thundering, but maybe it won't. We'll see. Right, tonight's rounds, pretty straightforward set of rounds tonight. We start off with round number 1, which is entitled Sunday. Sunday. Let's start again. It says Wednesday the 12th. So you just spell out the words Wednesday the 12th. Let me just bring it up because I haven't written down what these rounds are at all, but never mind. Nothing like not knowing what you're doing. I never know what I'm doing anyway, but it doesn't really matter. Round number 2 tonight is entitled All the Answers Have the Word Ham Somewhere in Them. They all have the word ham in that order, somewhere in the answer, something like Tottenham, for instance, maybe. That's round number 2. Round number 3 tonight is entitled, they're all 8-letter words ending with the letter Y. So all the answers end with the letter Y, and they're all 8 letters long. So how can you go wrong with that? You can't really, can you? Right, just say that Graham's joined us. Graham Jane from sunny Cambridge. Hope all is well with you. It might be sunny in Cambridge, actually. As I say, it's gone pretty overcast here, ready for a good storm, I think, but I'm not sure as it's coming. As I'd mentioned earlier, Graham, you were in joint 8th place last week on a very respectable 56 points, with the winners just pipping you by 5 points last week on 61 points. So Giffords did very well last week. They were joint with Home Alone, who were also on 56 points. So she has taken him to the vet. Oh, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. That's probably what you do with a poorly dog, take them to the vets, isn't it? Well, it depends what's wrong with your dog, doesn't it? Sorry. Right, PRS have just joined us. Good evening, Matthew. So we've got PRS joining in, Claire and parents in Cumbria. Robin and Matthew, fantastic. So it's a good, strong team then tonight with PRS. Round number 4 tonight, I was just going through the rounds. Round number 4 tonight is an initial letter link, where we have 9 general knowledge questions. You take the first letter of each of those. We rearrange them to give us the answer for question number 10. Round number 5, we've done this on numerous occasions now. It's entitled Chain Letters. Basically, it's just like a trivia trail, but instead of just taking the last letter, you might be asked to take the last 1, 2, or 3, and they're the first 1 or 2, or first 1, 2, or 3 of your next answer. Right, following chain letters, we just have a round which is basically on general trivia. Round number 6 will be on general trivia. So we'll see how we fare with that tonight. Right, we are 8 minutes past the hour of 8. So we've just got 7 minutes before the quiz starts. Nikki Bowes has just joined in. She says, hello, warm enough. Well, it was a bit chilly. I had to switch the air conditioning off actually a little while ago. The house was getting a bit cold, but never mind. It's blooming warm outside, that's for sure. So we're trekking around today. We thought we'd take advantage of the marvellous scheme that the government had offered, the possible 50% off your meal up to a maximum of £10. So we decided to go out into the countryside and find a nice little canal-side pub, which we did. Unfortunately, when we got there, they said, oh, you'll have to wait an hour or so before we can serve you. So I thought, let's move on, which we did. And we still found the next pub was exactly the same, so we gave up. Obviously, the government scheme is proving very, very popular. Right, we've just had Nikki Bowers has just joined us in for the evening, and we've got Pick and Mix just joined us. So good evening, Pick and Mix. Good evening, Nikki. I hope all is well with you all, and you are all enjoying the lovely warm weather, which we're all enjoying, I'm sure. Because hostile it is, we'll only moan if it's the next week when it's pouring down with rain or freezing cold. So let's make the best of the good weather whilst we can, even if we're not at the seaside, but some of you might be. Right, John's just joined us from the Famous Five. Now, as I'd mentioned earlier, the Famous Five last week pipped by 1 point from taking the prize. They were actually pipped by just 1 point. That put them into 3rd place last Wednesday night on 60 points. They were half a point behind Harry, Julie and Ian, who were in 2nd place, and 1 whole point behind the Quizzy Rascals, who sneaked in with a 61 in the last round. So Ian Barker's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you. And Christopher Meads has just joined us. Good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you. Steve Farman Hi from Hill, Steve and Dexter. Good evening to all you. Hope all is well, Steve, and ready to do battle tonight. Let me run through those rounds quickly again. Do get yourselves a beer at the ready. Anything any snacks you need. You've got another 4 minutes before the quiz starts. So let me just, if I can scroll back up to the top of my Word document. We start off tonight with the initials, Wednesday the 12th. That's WEDNESDAY12TH. Wednesday the 12th. Right, the Quizzy Rascals have just joined us. Last week's winners by half a point in the end, so it's a very close run thing. They only dropped 2 points all the way through the quiz, so let's see how, Val, whether you can keep your winning ways up. And we've got some good teams, some good competition in tonight. So let's see how we fare. Right, round one was Wednesday the 12th. Take the initial letters, and they are the first letters of all your answers. Round number 2 tonight is basically all the answers have the word ham, H-A-M, in them, as in Tottenham or Southampton or something like that. So all the answers have the word ham in them. Michelle's just saying, had a nice meal at the wharf in Crick. Was that today or was it last night? I mean, this is quite good, the government scheme. It does appear, I've been talking to a number of restaurateurs and whatever. It appears that of course, their times have changed a lot. Whilst they normally take most of them and money on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, it appears they're all be taking their money on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they're quieter for the rest of the week, which really doesn't make it very easy for them to plan things. But hey, what the hell? If the government are offering free money for a meal out, why not take advantage of it? But do take a tip from me. Make sure you book before you go, because we went, as I say, to 2 places today. We just gave up in the end because there was no hope of getting a sit-down meal. Not in the time we wanted to spend out anyway. But that was at lunchtime. Might make a difference. Right, we've had Gareth Williams. So we've got Gaz and Bean have just joined us for the evening. We are now up to 46 teams logged in at the moment. Let's see whether we can hit 50 and then we can get going. Had a fab lunch at the George in Bilton today. Very good food. Oh, excellent. Oh, well, that's a place I didn't try. We were looking for a bit of water and a bit of somewhere out, but never mind. Give us a chance to have a spin in our car and go out somewhere, but what the hell. And right then, let's quickly. I was before I waffling too much. Round number 2, of course, all the answers has the word ham. Round number 3 tonight, all 8-letter answers. They're all words ending with the letter Y. Round number 4 tonight basically is an initial letter link. First letters of your first 9 answers rearranged to spell out the answer to number 10. Round number 5 is chain letters, where you take the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 letters of your answer, and they are the first 1, 2, or 3 of the next answer, and so on until you get to the end, which takes you all the way back to number 1 if we're lucky. And then finally, round number 10 tonight. So round number 6 even is a general trivia round, just to catch you all out with a few tricky trivia questions, the kind of things that most quizzers like us should all know, if that makes any sense. Oh dear, bank alerts. Your statement is just One mate keeps coming up with alerts in the corner. I have to see more bank statements at the moment. This is right. We are just a minute away, then we'll get ourselves going. So make sure you got your beer at the ready. Make sure you have your pens, bits of paper, get your teams ready and online. Let's hope we don't suffer with the same problems that we had last week. Do remember that last week we had some real problems with people logging on, either seeing me or whatever else. Good evening, Sarah, and the gang from Worcester. Sarah and Russ have just joined us. All present and correct. Excellent. You've got a full team tonight, Sarah. Let's see how we fare tonight then. Should be good. Have you got your beer ready? That's more important. Right, it is now 2015. So we've got 47 teams logged on now. So let's get ourselves ready to rumble, ready to go. Do remember, if we do have problems this week, do make sure that you what was I going to say? Checked into my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, basically, if you click on it and just follow it, that does mean if I have to restart the feed as I did last week, everybody can find it just by clicking on my name, which is nice and easy. Right, Sarah's just getting us ready. She says, yes, full team and the beer. Matthew's just asked me how the power generation has gone. Very well over the last few days, Matthew. We're racking it up at the moment, but I've virtually used every ounce of power I had today. Unfortunately, I didn't sell it back to the grid. Right, here we go then. Are we ready? Enough waffle? Starting with the letter W. W as in Wednesday. Question number 1. Are we ready to go? The 1976 American political thriller, All the President's Men, is set around which political scandal? That's an easy one to get you going. The 1976 American political thriller, All the President's Men, is set around which political scandal? Right, we've got 52 teams logged on now, so we're doing all right. Right, I trust you all got that one. So question number 2, starting with the letter E. You can't go wrong with this one either. Which is the only planet in our solar system that is not named after either a Greek or a Roman god? So which is the only planet in our solar system that is not named after either a Greek or a Roman god? Do remember it starts with the letter E, so it's not particularly tricky, that one. It seems to be getting lighter here instead of darker now. I don't know. I think it's passed us by. Question number 3. This is just for Robin Miller, this one. Which famous brand of beer drunk by Homer Simpson is a parody of typical mass market American lager, cheap, poor quality, and heavily marketed? So which famous brand of beer drunk by Homer Simpson is a parody of typical mass market American lager, which is cheap, poor quality, and heavily marketed? Do you remember you got a letter to help you with that one? So letter D. Question number 4 is a little more searching, but not very hard. Question number 4, usually depicted as beautiful maidens in Greek mythology, what creatures are generally regarded as personifications of nature, often residing in woodlands? Woodland. So usually depicted as beautiful maidens in Greek mythology, what creatures are generally regarded as personifications of nature, often residing in woodland? Remember that starts with the letter N, which makes it fairly straightforward. Question number 5. The Chase stole this off me because I put it in the quiz this afternoon. It was on the bloody Chase tonight, so I hope you're all watching, but never mind. Sorry for swearing. Born in 1765, who was an English model and actress who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Horatio Nelson? It's a 2-word answer starting with the letter E. So born in 1765, who was an English model and actress who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Horatio Nelson? Oh dear, my daughter's making me sneeze now. Oh dear. Looks like we've all caught it. That's a 2-word answer I'm after. Question number 6. This is a good old quiz question we'll all know. Now a grade 2 listed historical site, which I didn't know, where was Britain's first Butlins holiday camp opened in 1936? There's a letter there to help you. The letter is S, of course. Now a grade 2 listed historical site. Where was Britain's first Butlins holiday camp opened in 1936? Right, got 54 teams playing now, so everybody's just catching up, I'm sure. A few latecomers, but never mind. Great to see everybody. Question number 7, starting with the letter D. described as a simple Buddhist monk, which spiritual leader sits on the lion throne? He describes himself actually as a simple Buddhist monk, which spiritual leader sits on the lion throne. Right, question number 8. This starts with the letter A, as in Ascot. Home to the Bill Clinton Presidential Library and Museum, Little Rock is the capital of which US state? Don't bother putting Alaska down. So home to the Bill Clinton Presidential Library and Museum, Little Rock is the capital of which US state? At least the people that logged on tonight seem to be staying on. The other day it was just going, it was dropping 20 people and going up 20 people at a time. It was an awful signal last Wednesday, yeah. But YouTube did apparently say that there were problems with it. So, right, question number 9 starts with the letter Y, as in Wednesday. Also known as Gokudo, what name is given to members of transitional organized crime syndicates originating in Japan? Sorry, transnational, I meant. So, also known as Gokudo, what name is given to members of transnational organized crime syndicates originating in Japan? It's a one-word answer. I'm after starting with the letter Y, which makes it a bit easier. You can even have a guess at it if you don't know. Right, question number 10. Dead easy for all you serious quizzes. In what year, and this has got to start with the number 1, what year did King John put his signature to Magna Carta Libertatum, Latin for Great Charter of Freedoms? So question number 10, in what year did King John put his signature to Magna Carta Libertatum, Latin for Great Charter of Freedoms? What's wrong? Is my hair poking up? All right. Do tell me if my hair's poking up and my glasses are shining in your faces. What? Sticking up? Question number 11 starts with the number 2. The number 2. How many playing pieces in total would you find on the board at the start of a game of drafts? So how many playing pieces in total would you find on the board at the start of a game of drafts? What's that? Catching something. Question number 12. What is a root vegetable commonly grown in temperate climates worldwide for its white bulbous taproot? And very tasty they are. So what is a root vegetable commonly grown in temperate climates worldwide for its white bulbous taproot? And finally, question number 13, beginning with the letter H, H for Harry. Who was Toby the Tram Engine's faithful coach in the Thomas the Tank Engine series of books? So who was Toby the Tram Engine's faithful coach? He only had one faithful coach in the Thomas the Tank Engine series. Starts with the letter H. I'm sure most teams would know that straight away. Right then, that's our first 13 questions. Lydia's put all the questions down on the right-hand side in the chat column. And I will just give you a minute to digest those and give yourselves a chance to go and get another beer out of the fridge if needs be. I'm still drinking this Timothy Taylor's Landlord or whatever it is. Perfectly okay. Good standard session bitter. Can't go wrong with that. Okay then, everybody. Have you got all your answers in, Andrew? Yep, they're all happy. Is every team happy, or does anybody need any more time? If you need more time, always just whack it down in the chat column to let me know. But I think we're going slow enough there to keep you all get your answers down. Oh, thank you, Lydia. What you got me there? Ooh, excellent. Right then, Alex Brown, just me tonight. Age isn't my friend. Okay, well, I suppose talking about Magna Carta, Alex, it might be a bit tricky. Still got to know a bit of history. Might do part of the quiz tonight and part tomorrow night. Oh, fantastic. Of course you can. Why not? Here we go then. The political thriller All the President's Men is set around which political scandal? That was Watergate. Number 2, of course, the only planet in the solar system which is not named after either the Greek or Roman god, of course, is Earth. Number 3, I wanted that brand of beer called Duff. Number 4, they are called woodland nymphs, of course. They were nymphs that I was after. Number 5 was Emma Hamilton, the mistress of Horatio Nelson. Number 6, of course, was Butlin's first holiday camp was in Skegness. Number 7, it's the Dalai Lama that sits on the lion throne. Number 8, starting with the letter A, was Arkansas. Number 9, they're better known as the Yakuza. Number 10, the Great Charter of Freedoms was signed in 1215 by King John, or he put his stamp to it or something. I should know because I've seen him. I can't remember whether he stamped it with wax or wrote his name on it, but I can't remember. Never mind. Somebody's going to tell me in a minute. Number 11, of course, there are 24 counters at the game on the board. Number 12, I wanted the humble turnip. And finally, number 13, Thomas the Tank Toby's, who, of course, incidentally, is number 7. His coach was called Henrietta. Good evening, Kazzy. I hope you're all right. And hello to you. We are ready to crack on with round number 2. Now, all the answers in this round have the word ham. His secretary signed it on his behalf. His PA. Yeah. Who's King John's PA? Right, here are some scores coming in. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on a very respectable 13. Steve Fondon on 12. We've got Martin Davis on 12. Mick Roberts on 12. Gaz and Beaner on 11. We've got Famous 5 on 13. Grant Giffords on 13. Sarah and the gang are on 10. Andrew Lewis is on 12. Michelle's on 12. Nicky Bowers on 11. Packet Mix on 12. Split the Difference are on 13. Harry Julian Ian on 13. PRS are on 13. Poor Old Face is 9. Not bad for a Lone Ranger. No, that's not bad at all. Alex, that's a fantastic, because he's a Lone Ranger as well on 11. Helen and Steve Valentine on 13. We've got Home Alone 6 on 11. And we've got Casey, whatever, how are you? Well, we're fine. Thank you very much. Right then, round number 2. All the answers have the word ham somewhere in the answer. Somewhere in the answer. Some are 2-word answers. Most are just 1-word answers, but some are 2-word answers. Right, question number 1. Just think of ham. It helps you a lot with number 1. Which English musical duo was formed by George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley in the early 1980s? Come on, that's a nice easy one to get you going. Oh, Mike Yates has put half of Nelson's mistress first name, mate. Yeah, I'll give you half of that, Mike. No problem at all. I was struggling with that as well, and I'd written the question this afternoon. When it came up on the chase a bit later, I got Emma, yeah, and yeah, it didn't come for a second. Right, question number 2. Listen carefully. Which is Shakespeare's longest play and among the most powerful and influential tragedies in English literature? It's supposed to be a question mark. So which is Shakespeare's longest play and among the most powerful and influential tragedies in English literature? Remember, all the answers have got ham in them, so that can't be too tricky. Certainly not Troilus and Cressida. It's not Cressida even. I'm trying to think what else it might not be. Go through all your Shakespeare plays, you'll get there in the end. Question number 3. Who signed the Munich Agreement in 1938, conceding the German-populated Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia to Germany? It's a 2-word answer. So who signed the Munich Agreement in 1938, conceding the German-populated Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia to Germany? That's a 2-word answer, I'm after. Question number 4, dead easy. What is known as a symbol of Ireland, with St. Patrick having used it as a metaphor for the Christian Trinity, according to legend? So what is known as a symbol of Ireland, with St. Patrick having used it as a metaphor for Christian Trinity, according to legend? So we're looking for all the answers. Got the word ham somewhere, H-A-M in that order. Question number 5, what creatures have some species that are able to change their skin coloration? Too tricky. So what creatures have some species that are able to change their skin coloration? Question number 6. What are found worldwide in warmer waters along coastlines and continental shelves? Unlike most, they usually swim in schools during the day, becoming solitary hunters at night. And it's a 2-word answer after that. 2-word answer. What are found worldwide in warmer waters along coastlines and continental shelves? Unlike most, they usually swim in schools during the day, becoming solitary hunters at night. Question number 7 for all you that travel the United Kingdom. What name is given to an old street in York with overhanging timber frame buildings, some dating back as far as the 14th century? So what name is given to an old street in York with overhanging timber framed buildings, some dating back as the 14th century? That's a long time. Don't suppose my house will be standing 600 years' time. Question number 8. Remember, it's not a spelling competition, but it helps. The word's ham in here somewhere. What is a type of porous leather that is favoured for its gentle, non-abrasive composition and absorption properties? So question 8 again. What is a type of porous leather that is favoured for its gentle, non-abrasive composition and absorption properties? Sure, you've all used one of those at one time or another. Question number 9, it helps if you use the word ham somewhere in there. This word entered English language from India during the colonial era. During the early stages of its development, English hairstylists boiled shaved soap in water and added herbs to it. What is it known as today? Just a one-word answer. So this word entered English language from India during the colonial era. During the early stages of its development, English hairstylists boiled shaved soap in water and added herbs to it. But what is it known as today? I think they still use the same process, actually. And finally, question number 10. This bird is common in open areas with some scrubs or trees. It is often seen along hedgerows in the countryside and forms small flocks in winter. It's just a one-word answer for this bird. So this bird is common in open areas with some scrub or trees. It is often seen along hedgerows in the countryside and forms small flocks in winter. What bird am I after for that? No, it's not a nightingale. Don't fit. Don't see them in the countryside. I'll give you a bit of help. It's got a very distinctive call. Very distinctive call. Often hear it when we're cycling out in the countryside. Right. All those answers somewhere, you should have the word ham in each of those answers. So I'll give you a minute. Does anybody need any longer to work anything out, or have you got an answer for everything? We're now on some beer that Aldi are copying, you know. The marvellous, looks like Harvey's, but of course being made by Aldi or unlicensed to Aldi, it says Harper's instead of Harvey's. Style it in a similar bottle, change a couple of the letters, and name it beer. Right, Chris is asking for a little more time. Anybody else need any more time? I will give you another 30 seconds on this one. Get some marking done. Hop House 13 for me tonight. It's a nice refreshing drink, Hop House 13, especially on a hot night, that's for sure. Yeah, that the Harper's isn't too bad. I'm amazed how Aldi get away with it, you know. Virtually every product they have on the shelf is a spitting image of a well-known brand, all the packaging and everything. Fantastic. You've got to have a look at their Norpack that looks identical to Lurpak, but they call it Norpack. I'm amazes me. Those questions were swines. I think there's a pun in there, isn't there? Well, I hope there's a pun in there, Roy, but never mind. Ham-connected joke there. Any more piggy jokes would be happy. Right then, here we go. Here are the answers to round number 2. We started off with that musical duo. They were known as Wham, of course. Wham. Number 2, that Shakespeare play is Hamlet, of course. Number 3, I was after Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain, of course, wrote signed the Munich Agreement. Number 4 is the Shamrock. Number 5, I was after chameleons, of course. Chameleons who can change their skin colour. Number 6, swimming in schools during the day and becoming solitary hunters at night. I was after a hammerhead shark. So well done if you worked that one out, a hammerhead shark. Number 7, the famous street I wanted in York is known as the Shambles, the Shambles. Number 8, it's a chamois leather, or a chamois leather. Sorry, it's a chamois leather, of course. A chamois. Number 9. Angie reckons I've got my quiz voice on there. She reckons I talk posher to you lot than I do to her. Oh dear. Number 9, of course, is shampoo that comes from boiled shaved soap in water with added herbs and spices. But I was saying it's still the same today. And finally, number 10, that bird that's often seen in open areas, scrubland and trees, especially in hedgerows, is the yellow hammer. The yellow hammer. So well done if you got the yellow hammer. Right, there are your hammy jokes. He's gone. What's that from that joke? Just one look. Martin, cheers. Last one took some thinking. Well done, Martin, if you got that, though. It does make a beautiful little song as it sat there in the whatever. So we have Martin Davis on a very respectable 22. Michelle Gibbons on 22. We've got the Quizzy Rascals yet to drop a point on 23. Steve Farnham's on 21. Faye is on a fantastic 16. Nicky Bowers on 20. Graham Gifford 22. We've got the famous 5 on 23 points. Andrew Lewis on 22. We've got Home Alone 6 on 21. Pick a Mixer on 21. Alex Brown is showing on my mind. That's very respectable 17. Mick Roberts on 22. Sarah and the gang on 19. Got PRS 23 yet to drop a point. Got Mike Yates on 16. Helen and Steve Valentine also on 23. And split the difference on 23 points. So some great scores there, everybody. Some great scores. So let's keep the scores coming in. Anybody else need to get their scores on the doors? It appears at the moment we'll split the difference. PRS, Famous 5, the Quizzy Rascals, all there or thereabouts. And any teams on the 22s or 23s are doing extremely well. So round number 3. These are all 8-letter words. They're all 8-letter words. Harry, Gillian, and Ian are also on 23. I'm having a ham shank for dinner. Excellent. Oh, that's fair enough. Right then, round number 3. These are all 8-letter words ending with the letter Y. All ending with the letter Y. Something like paleontology, but that's probably about 10 letters. But there must be a few ologies ending with a Y. Right, here we go then. Question number 1. 8 letters ending with the letter Y. It's a shame I'm not doing well. Oh, they get better, Alex. That's almost funny, that one. Question number 1 then. What is one of France's main wine producing areas? It is well known for both its red and white grapes. Sorry, white wines, mostly made from the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes. Got that one all together. I should always read the questions before I write them out. Right. Question number 1 again. What is one of France's main wine producing areas? It is well known for both its red and white wines, mostly made from Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes. Remember, it's got to end with a Y, so it can't be too tricky. And it's got to be 8 letters long. Question number 2. What name is given to a textile composed of twisted fibres that, when woven, lie parallel to one another to form the cloth's distinct pattern? So what name is given to a textile composed of twisted fibres that, when woven, lie parallel to one another to form the cloth's distinct pattern? Bit like a tartan, but it's not a tartan. Well, in fact, it's nothing like a tartan, really, but you get the idea. 8 letters ending with a Y. Question number 3. What is a chemical element with the symbol Sb from the Latin stibium? And atomic number 51. It's a lustrous grey metalloid and is used to alloy lead and tin, especially in lead-acid batteries. So question 3 again. What is a chemical element with the symbol Sb, which is the Latin for stibium, and atomic number 51? It's a lustrous grey metalloid and is used to alloy lead and tin, especially in lead-acid batteries. Remember, it's going to end with a Y, so it's not one of the ions. Number 4, of course, I'm just after a one-word answer with 8 letters. What is a manuscript record of the Great Survey completed in 1086 on orders of William the Conqueror of much of England and parts of Wales? So what is a manuscript record of the Great Survey completed in 1086 on orders of William the Conqueror of much of England and part of Wales? I just want a one-word answer for that, obviously, to make it work. Question number 5. What Latin-derived word, often used in the recording industry, is the quality of being faithful or loyal? So what Latin-derived word, often used in the recording industry, is the quality of being faithful or loyal? Again, just a one-word answer, ending with the letter Y. I'm clearly expecting Carol Jackson to get that one. Having worked for me for all those years. What's that? Oh no, she doesn't like me saying things. Sorry, Carol. Didn't mean to say anything. Didn't mean to put you on the spot for that one. Oh dear. Question number 6. Taking part in January, what is the name of the Christian feast day that celebrates the revelation of God incarnate as Jesus Christ? You're right, Martin. So question number 6. Taking part in January, what is the name of a Christian feast day that celebrates the revelation of God incarnate as Jesus Christ? We've all heard of that one. Unfortunately, in different churches and different denominations, it's celebrated on different days, which is, I would have put an exact day down. But I've narrowed it down to January for you to make it tricky. Question number 7. Come on, we all did this at school. What is a branch of mathematics? We all did it at school and is concerned with questions of shape, size, relative positions of figures, and the properties of space. So question 7 again. What is a branch of mathematics? We all did it at school and is concerned with the questions of shape, size, relative position of figures, and the properties of space. So it wasn't good enough for what's his face, Mr. Newton. He had to come up with his own bit of maths. Question number 8. You often see loads of these things, sometimes known as flower flies. They can often appear motionless in the air and feed mainly on nectar and pollen. What are they called? So sometimes known as flower flies, they can often appear motionless in the air and feed mainly on nectar and pollen. I only want the singular of that, otherwise it doesn't work. You better put that down, actually. It's singular only. I only want to know what one fly is called, not a lot of them. Question number 9, a bit easier. What name is given to soldiers specifically trained to engage, fight, and defeat the enemy in face-to-face combat, and thus bear the brunt of warfare? So what name is given to soldiers specifically trained to engage, fight, and defeat the enemy in face-to-face combat, and thus bear the brunt of warfare? Silly buggers. And finally, question number 10. Not that I've ever really seen this show, but never mind. Everybody's heard of it. What is an American television game show created by Merv Griffin? The show features a quiz competition in which contestants are presented with general knowledge clues in the form of answers and must phrase their responses in question form. I might be all right at that, actually. So what is an American television game show created by Merv Griffin? The show features a quiz competition in which contestants are presented with general knowledge clues in the form of answers and must phrase their responses in question form. It's a one-word answer ending with a letter Y. Right, we've got some tricky ones in that round. That might catch a few out with one or two of those words. So do remember, all your answers are just 8 letters long, ending with the letter Y. So all you've got to do is fill in the other 7. Gets easier, doesn't it? My wife's just admiring her new nail polish. Not quite sure about the colour. Right, you got answers for everything else. Does anybody need any more time to work any of those out, or are we happy? Quickly write down if we need any longer to come up with a guess or a reasoned answer. In which case, let's go and do some marking. Right, question 1 then. The French wine producing area I was after. Nice one, Roy. Right, the wine producing area I was after was Burgundy, of course. Burgundy. Number 2, I was after corduroy. Corduroy, that textile composed of twisted fibres. Well done if you worked that one out. It was a bit tricky. I hope Roy got that one. I'm sure you did. Number 3, that was a bit tricky with the symbol SB, of course. That doesn't help at all. It's antimony. Antimony. Number 4 was doomsday I was after. It was in the Doomsday Book. Number 5, that word derived meaning faithful or loyal is fidelity. Fidelity. Ah, nice one, Faye. Very tricky. Except, how many letters you got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 letters. You put too many E's in. Number 6, taking part in January, the Christian feast day, is known as Epiphany. Epiphany. Number 9, branch of mathematics I was after was geometry. Geometry. Number 8, sometimes known as flower flies, I was after a hoverfly. A hoverfly. Number 9, better known as Infantry, of course. And finally, number 10, that game show I was after was called Jeopardy. Jeopardy. Well done if you worked that out. And yes, some were quite tricky there, Faye. Very tricky. That's better. I know. That's just like me, Faye. I always add things up wrong or whatever else. I'm never very good at things like that. I always put it down to my my dyslexia. Yes. Dyslexia rules KO. Yes, we know that. Right. The famous 5. Fantastic. 33 points. Can't go wrong with that. Sarah and the gang on 27. We have Mick Roberts on 29. Michelle's on 31. We've got Home Alone at 6 on 30. The Quizzy Rascals are on 31. Graham Gifford's on 31. Martin Davis, flipping Hoverfly. Hoverfly, well, it's not hyphenated really, but there we go. Andrew Lewis on 29. Mike Yates is on 24. Nicky Bowers on 25. PRS are on 32 points. That's a great score. Alex Brown's on 22 points. Steve Farnham's on 27. Harry, Julian, Ian, a full house on 33 points. Ellen and Steve Valentine on 30. Faye's on a fantastic 24. Nicky Bowers, correction 26. I don't know where she was. Oh, 25. Correction 26. Well done, Nicky. So it's a good pick and mix on 29 points. Anybody there or thereabouts still well in the running. So anywhere in the 29s to 30 points, we're all doing really well at the moment. So let's see how we fare with the next round tonight. Round number 4 is an initial letter link. You all know how this works. I ask you 9 general knowledge questions, and question number 10 asks you to take the first letters of the first 9 answers, rearrange them to spell something else. So I'll tell you what as we get there. Right, and split the difference also on 32 points at the moment. We've got split difference on 32. Harry, June and Neil on 33. Helen and Steve Valentine are on 30. PRS are on 32. We've got Martin Davis on 31. Graham Gifford on 31. The Quizzy Rascals on 31. Home Alone on 30. Michelle Gibbons 31. Famous 5 on 33. So 33 at the moment is the score to beat. 2 teams have still got maximum points. Let's see whether we can take a point off them with this round then. Initial letter link. Nice easy one to start you off. He thinks, maybe not. Used to mean unthinkingly enthusiastic and eager. What term derives from 2 Chinese words meaning work and together? So a term used to mean unthinkingly enthusiastic and eager, somebody that's rather too eager. What term derives from 2 Chinese words meaning work and together? That's quite a tricky start at that one, but never mind. I might like to come back to that one. So question number 2, which Teletubby has a name that is just 1 syllable long? Come on, I'm sure we can all get that one. Which Teletubby has a name that is just 1 syllable long? Question number 3. I know this is going back a bit, but never mind. In 1998, what became the first British retailer to make a pre-tax profit of over £1 billion? So in 1998, what became the first British retailer to make a pre-tax profit of over £1 billion? As with all retailers, they're all struggling a bit at the moment. Well, not all of them. Question number 4, just write your first answer down for this one. It's not too tricky. What term for a certain group of indigenous people from Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Siberia translates as eaters of raw meat in a Native American language? So what term for a certain group of indigenous people from Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Siberia translates as eaters of raw meat in a Native American language? Just a 1-word answer. Nice, easy one, that one. Just write down your first thought. Question number 5. We may have had this before. I'm sure Alex Brown will tell me if I've put this one in before, but he'll know it if not. With a black suit and bowler hat, Fred the flower grader is the mascot for what food brand? I know I've had it before, this one, but I don't know whether I've had it in this series of quizzes. So with a black suit and bowler hat, Fred the flower grader is the mascot for what food brand? Come on, Alex, I'm waiting for you to say, oh yes, we've had that one. I need my quiz question scanner app. Question number 6, dead easy one this. What is the only word that is used in the NATO phonetic alphabet that starts and ends with the same letter? This one's a bit of a giveaway, really. So what is the only word that is used in the NATO phonetic alphabet that starts and ends with the same letter? Question number 7 is a small anagram. It's a 2-word answer I'm after. Tycoon stunt. Tycoon stunt is an anagram of which English football team? It's any help, they're not in the Premier League. So Tycoon stunt is an anagram of which English football team? And it's a 2-word answer. Question number 8. Sure you can all work this one out. What unit of the area is equal to 43,560 square feet or 4,840 square yards? So question 8 again. What unit of area is equal to 43,560 square feet or 4,840 square yards? It's a unit of area I'm after. Question number 9. This could be a number of different countries, but never mind. We'll see how your thinking goes. Which country has over 30,000 lakes that are larger than 3 square kilometres and is thought to contain over 2 million lakes in total? That's an interesting question. So which country has over 30,000 lakes that are larger than 3 square kilometres and is thought to contain over 2 million lakes in total? And finally, to put you out of misery, this may help you work them all out, and I will give you a couple of minutes after I've said this. The first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what type of fizzy drink? I would say alcoholic drink as well. So the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what type of fizzy alcoholic drink? Roy, it was a country I'm after for that previous one. You're not going to get 30,000 lakes that are larger than 3 square kilometres. What's she put? Oh yes, country it is. Sorry. I hadn't checked the spelling, to be fair. Yes, I'm after the name of a country, not a county. We're not going to get a county. with 30,000 lakes, more than 3 square kilometres. Well done, Roy, for spotting that one. I was waiting for somebody to come up, spot that deliberate mistake, of course. I was just correcting. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah. How are we doing, everybody? Yeah, it's alcoholic and it's fizzy, which gives it away a little. And of course, it's 9 letters long and it's a single word. You can probably get it alcohol-free, Graham, but then it wouldn't be the real thing, would it? So question number 10, of course, first letters, the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what type of fizzy alcoholic drink, and it's a one-word, 9-letter answer, of course. Yeah, a bit of a sod of around that one, a little bit tricky, but never mind. All become very apparent when I read the answers out, of course. Right then, are we needing more time or not? Just let me know quickly in the chat column if you need a little bit more time. You can watch out, actually, we'll perhaps time it. Ooh. But it seems that the internet has held up an awful lot better than it did last Wednesday night, thankfully. And we haven't had any thunder or lightning yet here. I don't know whether we're going to get any tonight. We will see. Maybe later on. And we seem to have had a constant number of teams tonight as well, not going up and down like this Syrian Empire. It's stuck at a nice 48 at the moment. It's been up to 52, 53. Right then, are we about ready to do some marking? Does anybody else need a little bit more time? Just let me know. Initial letter links are always a little bit awkward. I do need a bit of time to work them out. Marilyn has subscribed to my channel. Good evening, Marilyn. Hope all is well with you. Are you doing the quiz tonight? If so, what's your quiz? What's your team name? Are we going to come and try it? We do it every Sunday night, every Wednesday night. Although I am thinking of changing the Wednesday night, but we'll see about that. Right then, here we go. These are the answers to the previous 10 questions. Used to mean unthinkingly enthusiastic and rather too eager. The 2 Chinese words meaning working together are gung-ho, gung-ho. Well done if you work that out. That was a bit tricky. The Teletubby I was after was Po. Number 3, the British retailer to make a pre-tax profit of over £1 billion was Marks and Spencer. Well done if you got that. Number 4, of course, was the Eskimos. Number 5, the food brand I was after was Home Pride. Number 6, of course, in the NATO phonetic alphabet, we haven't got to go very far. It's the first one, it's Alpha. Number 7, Tycoon Stunt is an anagram of Notts County. Well, I don't know if you worked that out. Number 8, of course, that unit of area is called the acre. Number 9, that country you needed to really wait until you got the final question, was Canada. Canada is a country of over 30,000 lakes, which are larger than 3 square kilometres. And finally, if you rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers, they could spell out champagne, of course, champagne. So well done if you got champagne. Right then, let's get some some answers in. So you've all fared after that little lot. We're a bit tricky. I expect 1 or 2 people may have dropped the odd point there, but never mind. Bit easier if you got the fizzy drink at the end. But however, we've got some very good scores. We've got Martin Davis, very good score in the 40s, 41 points. Mick Roberts, very good on a 37. Home Alone on 40. The Famous 5 are on 43 points. Can't go wrong with that. Nicky Bowers on 34. We've got Sarah in the game from Worcester on 37. Faye's on 32. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 39 points. Andrew Lewis is also on 39 points. PRS at the moment on 42 points. Mike Yates on 28. Graham Gifford's on 41. Michelle doing very well on 39 points. Steve, it did say county, but I did twice say country, and I'm sorry. We did write it down somewhere. I think it was, yeah. But never mind. Yes, you're right. If you feel hard done by, do feel free. But Harry and Julian here are on 41. Pick and Mixer on 38. Any more scores to come in, or about there or thereabouts? Sorry, Steve. Somebody had put in the chat, was it county or country? It was clearly country. I don't think you can have a county with 30. Was it 30,000 lakes bigger than whatever? But never mind. Yeah, so that put you off. And Split the Difference are on 41. So at the moment, we've got Harry, Joe, and Ian on 41. We've got Split the Difference on 41. Graham Gifford's on 41. We've got PRS on 42. Leslie Barrett doing very well now, 37, just showing his colours there, coming in there. We've got the Quizzy Rascals, 39. Andrew Lewis is on 39. We've got Famous 5, however, at the moment, still leading on 43 points. Hasn't dropped a point yet. Home Alone coming up on the rails on 40 points. And Martin Davis still in there. Very close shooting distance on 41 points. Now, round number 5 is just like a trivia trail where you take the last letter. But in the case of chain letters, you can take the last 1, 2, or 3, and it's the first 2 or the first 3 of your next answer. We'll get the idea, and they go all the way to number 10, and number 10 goes back to number 1, you'll be surprised to know. But never mind, let's see whether I haven't made a mess of this, because I got 3 answers today, and I had to keep changing them because I kept getting it wrong, but never mind. I was confusing myself, which is very easy in my case, but never mind. Here we go then. Question number 1. What was the name of Frank and Betty's daughter in the TV sitcom Some Mothers Do Have 'Em? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So what was the name of Frank and Betty's daughter in the TV sitcom Some Mothers Do Have 'Em? And don't tell me you're too young for that, Alex. Mind you, I think Alex is probably bowed out after round 3, so he can do it tomorrow night, which is fair enough. Because that's the beauty, of course, all the quizzes stay online, so if you are running out of time, you can always complete it tomorrow, see whether you would have won. Right then, take either the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 letters of that answer. And they'll be the beginnings of this answer. Question number 2. Which 47-year-old former American actress played Mary in the 1998 film There's Something About Mary? 2-word answer. So which 47-year-old former American actress played Mary in the 1998 film There's Something About Mary? I don't know why it says she's a former actress. I presume that means she stopped acting. Has she? Why? She wants a life, apparently. No, well, that's fair enough. Stop acting. Probably made enough money. Right then. Take the last letter, the last two or the last three of that answer, and it's the first two or the first three of this one. Question number 3, which country did former Liverpool goalkeeper Bruce Grobbelaar represent at international level? So which country did former Liverpool goalkeeper Bruce Grobbelaar represent at international level? Yeah, there was a classic keeper if ever there was one. Oh, so looking at those scores, there are some good scores in tonight, I have to say. Is 2 one or 2 words? Wait a minute. 2. 2 was a 2-word answer. 2 was a 2-word answer, Ian. If hashtag 2 means question 2, yeah. It's a 2-word answer. Question number 4. Again, take either the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of your previous answer. What weight limit, as defined by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the Association of Boxing Commissions, has a maximum limit of 170 pounds or 77 kilograms? It's a 1-word answer I'm after. Just a 1-word answer. Well, could be hyphenated, I suppose, but I think it's just a 1-word answer. Yeah, it's a 1-word answer. Doesn't appear to be hyphenated or anything like that. So what weight limit, as defined by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the Association of Boxing Commissions, has a maximum limit of 170 pounds or 77 kilos? Oh, I'd nearly get in there now. Nearly 77 kilos, not quite. I think I am 77 kilos, actually. But I won't be after all this beer, that's for sure, no. Right, take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of that one, and it's the first 1, 2 or 3 of this one. Here we go. What can be a type of cruise missile and single-handed axe or a sports celebration? Oh, I've got that right. Take the word "and" out, please. What can be a type of cruise missile, a single-handed axe, or a sports celebration? Apparently, that is just a 1-word answer. Again, following on from that 1-word answer, leads you on to this 1-word answer. Again, take the last letter, last 2 or last 3, and stick them at the beginning of this one. Question number 6, in terms of area, what is the largest landlocked country in the world? So question 6 again, in terms of area, what is the largest landlocked country in the world? Right, question number 7. Listen carefully. Normally depicted with the body of a man and the head of a jackal, who was the god of embalming and the dead in Egyptian mythology? Again, just a 1-word answer. So normally depicted with the body of a man and the head of a jackal, who was the god of embalming and the dead in Egyptian mythology? Leading on from question number 7. Question number 8, probably the trickiest one of the lot. What name is given to a line on a map or chart that connects all points having the same depth below a water surface? So question 8 again. What name is given to a line on a map or chart that connects all points having the same depth below a water surface? It's a one-word answer. Question number 7 may help you, of course, with that. And question number 9 might help you as well. Question number 9. Which bird, similar in looks to fieldfare and redwings, can have varieties such as mizzle and song? So question 9 again. Which bird, similar in looks to fieldfare and redwings, can have varieties such as mizzle and song? That's again just a one-word answer. Good evening, Ian. I trust you've been eating again, have you? Fair play to you as well. We went out today, Ian, to try and find some food at lunchtime, but we suddenly realised we hadn't booked, and well, I didn't say we really suddenly realised. Didn't realise it was going to be that damn busy, but never mind. We went out and had a nice curry last night. Yeah, normally I do the quiz on a Tuesday night, but last night I thought we must take advantage of this, and we did. So fair play. Right, and finally, question number 10. Remember to take the last letter, last 2 or last 3 of that bird. And question number 10, dead easy on this, which takes you all the way back to number 1, of course. Which annual ritual has been scaled back from an estimated 2.5 million people to about 1,000 pilgrims born only in Saudi Arabia due to the COVID pandemic? So what's the name of that ritual? It's a one-word answer. So which annual ritual has been scaled back from an estimated 2.5 million people to about 1,000 pilgrims born only in Saudi Arabia due to the COVID pandemic? That's a big difference, isn't it? Wouldn't do the tourism board much good, would it? Especially if you were selling kebabs down there, you wouldn't sell many, would you, to 1,000 pilgrims? Not when you're expecting 2.5 million. Street food vendors will be up in arms, I'm sure, but never mind. Right then, remember, if you check through, the last letters of each of those should lead you on to the next answer somewhere. Yeah, we haven't been, to be fair. We used to go, Ian, we used to go to the Red Line at East Haddon because it was the only place within, this is going back 30 years, it was the only place within striking distance that you could actually get Charles Wells beers, I remember. We used to go over there just to try some Charles Wells beers. That shows how sad I was. But never mind. I haven't been there for a while, so it's probably time we did. Red Line at East Haddon. Right then, let's go through some answers. Are you happy, Angela? You happy? Is everybody happy? Oh, no. Need a bit more time. Does anybody else need a bit more time? I'll give you a minute. That's fair enough. I'll carry on talking to Ian for a minute then. Chase Wells to on my side here. Ooh. Mm. Ducks The talk going mad now. This was what happens when I go on Facebook now. I start actually understanding what people are on about, and then suddenly I can't understand what the hell they're going on about. Oh yeah, someone going to all sorts of silly speak. Yeah, Charlie Wells Bombardier. Harrington Tollimanch. Where the hell's Harrington Tollimanch? I don't know. What's that pub we go out to at the other side of Daventry? Plan. Yeah, see, last Friday we cycled down to Junction 3, May 14. Yeah, I don't know where you are. It's not too far away. That's a cracking pub. Right, okay. Must be worth a try on my bike. As I say, we went down last Friday. Angie and I went down on our bike. We stopped at Cropperdy on the way down to Chipping Norton. Spent the night in Chipping Norton. Some lovely pubs there. But Cropperdy on the way, there's the Brace Commands. That was very nice. Right, here we go. Let's get through these chain letters anyway. Put you out in misery. Sorry to be waffling. What was the name of Frank and Betty's daughter in the TV sitcom Some Mothers Do Have Them? She was known as Jessica, of course. That, of course, gave you the CA for Cameron Diaz. That, in turn, gave you the Z for the country of Zimbabwe, where Bruce Grobbler was the goalkeeper. That gave you the WE for that weight limit, which was welterweight. That, in turn, gave you the T for a tomahawk, which is a type of axe, cruise missile, and apparently some kind of ham celebration in the US. Number 6, in terms of area, the largest landlocked country in the world is Kazakhstan. That in turn gave you the AN for Anubis, the god of embalming. That in turn gave you the IS for the isobath, That's a good one, isn't it? An isobath, as in bathysphere, I suppose. Something to do with underwater. That in turn gave you the TH for the thrush, of course, the mizzle thrush, the song thrush. No, what's that? And finally, number 10, the thrush, of course, gave you the H for the hag, which in turn took all the way back to number 1, Jessica. Sarah, it's not welter, it's welterweight. Welterweight is the weight. It's a one-word answer, welterweight, but never mind. Which, of course, welterweight gave you the T for tomahawk, but never mind. What? Don't want to thrush. Right, let's have some scores and see how we're all fared. Right, we have the Quizzy Rascals on a fantastic 49 points. Mick Roberts is on 47. Famous 5. 53 points. They have not dropped a point yet. Sarah saying, Andrew Lewis on 48 points. Mike Yates on 32. Faye's on 40 points. Michelle's on 49 points. Graham Gifford and Jane are on 50 points. Fantastic. Martin's going, oh dear, the wheels came off on 48. Steve Farnham's on 42. Pigamix are on 47 points. Home Alone now on 49 points. Nicky Bowers on 43. PRS are on 52 points. Leslie Barrett's on 43. Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 43. Helen and Stephen Valentine are on 48 points. And, well, wait a minute. I've just had Sarah's scoring. 43, 44. Yes, 44 points. It's getting worse. Harry, Julie and Ian are on a fantastic 50 and split the difference from 51 points. So basically anybody in the 50s, I think, has got a very, very good chance of winning. What's that, my love? What do you say? What are you on about? Oh, it was better. No, I was talking about something else. Right then, here we go. Last round. Are you all keyed in? These are 10 general knowledge questions. One or two tricky ones might catch you out. Other than that, pretty straightforward. Number one is an anagram: boil a chub antifreeze. Would have been great if it had been boil a chub in antifreeze, but it's not. Boil, B-O-I-L, or as in a, chub, C-H-U-B, and then antifreeze. It's tonight's anagram, and the clue is the full name of a person who joined the BBC as a researcher for Panorama in 1989. So boiler chub antifreeze is tonight's anagram, and the clue is the full name of a person who joined the BBC as a researcher for Panorama in 1989, and I'm looking for a three-word answer. And just to help you a bit more, it's a female. Do look at the chat. My daughter's keeping up with me somewhere. Did you put female down as well? Just to make it even more obvious. Bit of a tricky one because you've got to work out the middle name again, as you did last week. Question number 2. This is a good woody word. If you remember the Monty Python sketch, I like woody words. The name is given to part of a machine that is operated by the foot to produce reciprocating or rotary motion in a machine such as a weaving loom. So what name is given to a part of a machine which is operated by the foot to produce reciprocating or rotary motion in a machine such as a weaving loom? Just a one-word answer I'm after for that one. You go into enough pubs, you'll see them. That bit you stick your foot on. Some of them still go around, but they've welded most up so you don't take people's fingers off. Question number 3. What name is given to a craftsman or madman who scales buildings, chimneys and churches to carry out repairs or maintenance? You won't get me up there, I tell you. So what name is given to a craftsman who scales buildings, chimneys and churches to carry out repairs or maintenance? Again, just a one-word answer. Right, question number 4. Listen carefully. Yeah, nutcases are the word. They've got to be mad, haven't they? Bad enough getting up one ladder, let alone the top of some of them things. Question number 4. As of today, how old is Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales? Or has he gone up again? My daughter keeps looking at my hair, thankfully, I think. With that picture in the background, you can't see when it's all sticking up too much. Anyway. So question number 4. As of today, how old is Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales? That's assuming you've got any idea when he was born, of course, I suppose. Turned into some old git anyway. Question number 5, multiple choice. So you've got a chance even if you don't know the answer. And this was on some quiz show I was watching the other day. Which of these fictional detectives works furthest from Scotland Yard? I'll give you the choice. Is it Wallander, Wexford or Wycliffe? So question 5, which of these fictional detectives works furthest from Scotland Yard? I'll give you the choice. Is it Wallander, Wexford or Wycliffe? Nicked that off something the other day, I'm not sure what. Question number 6. We're getting there. There's only 4 to go. With a population of approximately 3,000 people, didn't seem very many, Chichester is the only city in which English county? So question 6, with a population of approximately 3,000 people, Chichester is the only city in which English county? That's a little bit of a tricky one, that, isn't it? Question number 7. Sure, you can all work this one out. All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day or Hallowmas, is a Christian festival celebrated in honour of all the saints. But on what day of the year is it held? So question 7 again. All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day or Hallowmas, is a Christian festival celebrated in honour of all the saints. On what day of the year is it held? Question number 8. I nicked this one off some show the other day. I can't remember what this was off either, but never mind. Listen carefully. What was the destination of the first excursion organised by Thomas Cook? Again, I'll give you the choice. Was it Loughborough, Leeds, or Leamington Spa? So question 8. What was the destination of the first excursion organised by Thomas Cook? Again, I'll give you the choice. Was it Loughborough, Leeds, or Leamington Spa? I wasn't sorry to see them go. Thomas Cook. It diddled me out of money. It was exciting days, Ian, for some of them, I suppose. To date. Well, it says on there, if you look on the chat, it says so. Question number 9. Something that is described as maniform is shaped like what part of the body? That's an interesting question. It's one I've forgotten. I've been asked before, but I've forgotten it again. Something that is described as maniform is shaped like what part of the body? Nothing rude, thank you very much. Well done, Ian. That's just what I was saying. So most of these are good old general knowledge questions. So let's see whether the famous 5 can put 10 to bed and come up with a full house. Here we go then. Very gettable, this one. Question number 10. Situated in the Notting Hill district of the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, On which London road would you find the world's largest antiques market with over 1,000 stalls? Although I don't know what's happened with that with COVID, but never mind. Never to be the same again. So situated in Notting Hill district of the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, on which London road would you find the world's largest antiques market with over 1,000 stalls? Ian, you can do it tomorrow. There's no rush. You can sit there and watch me all you like. Not live, unfortunately, but never mind. It's more fun live because then you can talk to me, of course. Right. Do we need any more time, anybody? Just give me a quick heads up if you need any more time. If not, we'll just go straight forward and do some marking. They were 10 pretty general knowledge questions. Managed to work the anagram out? Yes. No, it wasn't too difficult, the anagram. Anybody need any more time, or are we going to go straight into marking round? See whether the famous five have come up with a clear score. One of only two teams that have ever done it. Which means my questions are far too easy, but never mind. Right, nobody's come up, so here we go then. Boiler Chub Antifreeze. Tonight's anagram. The BBC researcher for Panorama in 1989 was Fiona Elizabeth Bruce. Fiona Elizabeth Bruce. Well done if you worked that out. I'm sure it's quite feasible to work that out. Number two, of course, is a treadle. A treadle. Part of a machine that's operated by the foot. Number three, that's insane people that climb up buildings to carry out maintenance, are called steeplejacks. Or steeplejack is what I was after. As of today, how old is Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales? He is 71 years old. He was born on the 11th of November, 1948. Number five, of course, Wallander is further from Scotland Yard than the other two. Number six, I was after, and this has got to be right, it was West Sussex, as opposed to East Sussex. Sussex is definitely not worth a point because it's not a county. West Sussex is what I was after. Number seven, All Hallows Day, or Hallowmas, of course, comes after Halloween, or All Hallows Eve, is the 1st of November, the day after Halloween, of course. Number eight was Loughborough. Number nine, something described as maniform. That's tricky. It's shaped like what part of the body? It's shaped like the hand, apparently. Maniform. Don't quite know where the word comes from, but there we have it. And finally, number 10, I was after the Portobello Road. The Portobello Road. So well done if you got that. Right then, let's see how you've all fared. Let's get some scores in. Thanks everybody for taking part tonight. And we'll look forward to seeing you another night. I'll be doing Sunday's quiz. Ian's got 6. Well done, Ian. 6 isn't bad. A total out of 60. 63 actually, but never mind. Steve. Right, Steve Farmer's coming with 50. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 59 points. Mick Rabblett's very respectable 55 points. Well played them. And Pick a Mix on 55. Well played, Pick a Mix. Grand Grip is on 58. The Famous Five on 61 points. Oh, this is going to be close. Andrew Lewis is on 54. Nicky Bowers is on 49.5. Michelle's on 57 points. Well played. PRS on 62 points. Well played, PRS. Final score on 53 points. Oh, sorry, that was Martin Davis. Home Alone on 57. We've got Sarah on 51. Harry, Julian, Ian ended up on 59 points. Well played them. Helen and Steve Valentine, very respectable 55 points. Well played. Well played, Mick. Mike Yates on 33. Faye on 53 points. That's some going, Faye. Well played you. Right, we've got any more scores in at the moment. We've got PRS on 62 points. Famous Five on 61 points. The Quizzy Rascals on 59 points. So we've got Split the Difference on 59 points. Good try and good night, Jim. Yes, there's been some great scores in tonight. Very close ending. Right, so let's just see. So get all the final scores in, and then I can give you some definitive positions, so to speak. Post all these up anyway for next week, but never mind. So thanks everybody for taking part tonight. Manifold, that was a good one. How many of you got that right? That wasn't the easiest thing in the world, was it? Good night, Graham. Good night, Mike. Good night, Nicky Bowers. Well done. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Do remember we've got a quiz on Sunday night, same time, 8 for 8:15. If you're interested, 6 rounds of tricky trivia to keep you going again. And I'll look forward to seeing you all then. So as scores go by, let's just have a look. It does look to me split the difference on 59. Harry, Julian, Ian on 59 points. We have PRS on 62 points. The Famous Five on 61 points. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 59 points. So it looks like we've got a three-way tie for what would that be? Third. Well, effectively fifth place, wouldn't it? Quizzy Rascals, but out in the lead tonight, just pipping it in the end, actually, all on the last round with PRS. Well played, PRS, and Massive Blood in the game with 62 points. Famous Five, John O'Rourke in the game, just being pipped by 1 point in the last round there. Well played them, and a good second place tonight, John. Hope all is well with you and the gang, and I hope you're still enjoying the quizzes. I look forward to you coming doing battle again. Second place. Was that after us? I think the second last week, weren't you? Was it? Yeah, yes, you were. Famous Five. No, you were third place last week, so definitely improvement. 60 to 61. Maybe 62 next week. Sorry if you got caught out with one or two of those at the end there, but thanks everybody anyway for taking part tonight. We've been on air now. What's the time? It's quarter to. What is it? Quarter to 10. Yeah, it's quarter to 10, so it's time to sign off, say goodbye. All have a good week, the rest of the week. Of course, there's no half-price food for the rest of the week, so you'll all be staying in for the next few nights, but never mind. Right, with a few final scores coming in at the end there. Thanks, Hillary. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Andrew and Jane. Thanks, Robin and the gang. Roy Job and the gang, and we'll see you all again. Thanks, Graham Gifford, John O'Rourke. He's put well done, PRS. Can't be more magnanimous than that, so fair play if they scored an extra point on the last round or whatever. But good night all, and we will see you again shortly, I'm sure. Let's keep the quizzing up and keep us going until we can get back in those pubs, which might be some time yet. So good night anyway, thank you, and we will see you all again soon. Good night all. I'm ending the stream now.